Over the last 2 months, I have covered a lot of AR glasses, from Ray Neo to the Vitcher to XREAL, and that came out on top. It was my favorite pair. And so, when the opportunity arose, I placed a pre-order for the XREAL One Pro, and I waited months. And then I had to return them. Not their fault, it's my fault, but I had to return them, and now I have them. So going over what these are and how they differ from the previous model, the XREAL One, it's the same X1 chip. It's the same 1080p down-firing displays, and they're sent to your eyes via the same technology, though these lenses are significantly different. Some glasses from Vitcher, for instance, they take the black lenses around the prisms and they allow you to dim bright to dark with a click of a button. And XREAL does as well, but they give you a bit of a leg up in the fact that there are 3 separate modes. There's very dark, you can't see through it at all hardly. There's kind of dim, and then there's a pretty clear view through the sides. That's a cool function. It's not something I use all the time. The thing that I do use all the time, and now the pros, is that they provide native 3DOF support to where you can take your image and you can pin it in space. You talk to someone else about their glasses, they'll tell you that they offer that, but it's always that you have to have this third-party device, a band that you wear around your neck, or a phone-sized thing that you stuff in your pocket. There's no way around it, and XREAL is the only one doing this. Now, there is no battery inside this thing. You have to plug it up to a device, but on my phone, on a Steam Deck, even my computer, you just plug it in and it instantly knows what it is, and it works. I don't think that's going to be the case regarding the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. As I understand it, you have to have an adapter to make that work. That's not just XREAL, I think that's everyone. Now, the XREAL One and One Pro can do this. They can use that 3 degrees of freedom tracking, pinning, because of the onboard X1 chip. There's no internal power, feeding that chip. It has to be plugged into a device, and it pulls from that. But on something like the Steam Deck, when you plug these in, natively the deck goes black, and so you're not duplicating screens. Granted, you're sending that to, 2 screens at once, but because they're micro OLED, doesn't strike me as them drawing significantly more power than just playing with the deck on full brightness. And I haven't really focused on the lenses yet because I wanted to show you the XREAL One first. These are the XREAL Ones. Through these lenses, you can see me right now. It's fairly clear. This clear part down here, that's what dims when you press the button. That's what goes dark. And you'll notice it gets darker as you go up just all by itself. So through the top half, it's pretty difficult to see no matter what you do. But when you wear these front facing, you could think that these are real sunglasses. It might sell. But from the side, they are they're off your face just a little bit. And the reason for that is that they've got these lenses integrated into the glasses. They're slanted, they're prisms, but they basically act like a mirror. Up here, there are 2 small 1080p screens that fire down. They hit that 90-degree angle and project it straight into your eye. And it works really well. It's a 50-degree field of view. It offers up to 147 inches from your perspective. It's got that native 3DOF support that I mentioned. It offers 120 hertz high refresh rate, 5,000 nits of ultra brightness, and when plugged up to a PC, it gives you that ultra wide screen, which, if you're familiar with the Meta Quest, how it's kind of curved around you when you're watching media, it does that. It's super wide, super cool, but you do lose the edges of the screen. It cuts off, and you got to turn your head left and right to look at stuff, which is great for doing work on a computer. If I'm editing something and I have my editor over here and I have media that I want to drag into it over here, then it's not the end of the world. You go into this thinking 50 degrees field of view compared to a Quest, and it's 110, something like that. And even that, people have been complaining for a long time. But for the purposes of these glasses, their use case, and especially compared to other models and what they offer, I don't care. It's pretty good. 50 degrees is healthy, it works. But with those glasses, the original XREAL One, there are some caveats. I put up with it. It's perfectly fine. I don't care. It's fine because it's so useful pinning that media, when playing a Steam Deck. But it is slightly blurred around the edges. Some of that detail is lost. And in my pair, I wonder if it's across everything, but my pair, there is some warping in the glass. If I tilt my head around and move, there's some noticeable kind of warping in the media, as if the screen that is being projected through the lenses is imperfect or something. But again, I don't care. It's fine. Now, I go over all that. You're not here for the XREAL One, you're here for the XREAL One Pro, but I wanted to cover that just to really amplify and show you what a big difference this is. And so these are the XREAL Ones, and you can see the size of the lens, and these are the XREAL One Pro. The lens feels as if it's half the size, and if you turn it, it's flat. It is not angled. I mean, you can see through the glass, there is an angle, but it's kind of baked into that flat plane of glass that you're looking at. And so it's got a much smaller profile. It offers 57 degrees, which you think 7 degrees, but it's a big deal. It makes a big difference. And aside from that, everything else is the same, while acknowledging that I do not have that screen distortion issue on the XREAL One Pro. These are perfect in every way. But the nose pads, they're the same. They offer you, I think, 3 different pairs that are easily swapped out. It's the same audio tuned by Bose. It's the same fit. Feels about the same weight to me, but the screen it's beautiful. It's enormous. Now with the XREAL One, I didn't like, I have to play by pinning it in 3D space. I need to be able to tilt my head around a bit to kind of just feel like I'm present for something, feeling like I'm really there, like looking at a screen. If I do what Ray Neo and Vitcher offer natively, that means that you just put on the glasses and it's just pinned to your head. You look left and right, it moves with you. And for me, that's nauseating. I need that 3-dot support. And if I want to be able to glance around a little bit, then to keep it from clipping on the sides, they give you the option in the settings to go in. You can make the screen bigger or smaller, and you can move it further or closer to you. And so I typically keep it around 140 inches and I think like 6 feet away. And that's how I was keeping it in frame, so that I could kind of slightly tilt my head around as I'm playing without any clipping. And now, because of this 57-degree field of view, I have a lot more real estate. I can make the screen bigger, and I still don't have that clipping. So it's great. I have a link down below, but you know, it's hard to say which one is for you. Without question, the XREAL One Pro is the better product. It is. It's better. For me, the screen warping is gone. For me, it's a larger FOV. But if you don't care about that stuff, if you just want a good experience for less money, the XREAL One is just fine. I've been happy with it for several months now. No regrets, but this is better. One thing to keep in mind, and this isn't applicable to the XREAL One Pro specifically, it will be, but I was sent a pair of custom lenses for the XREAL One. If you have a prescription and you don't obviously want to wear glasses with glasses, then there are prescription lenses that can snap on, and it's pretty simple. I'm going to show some of that here. I got these prescriptions made for my wife because I don't wear glasses, and she says that she can see everything perfectly. She says that the prescription, just like the lenses she got for the Meta Quest 3, are perfect. The lenses cost this much, and you'll save this much by using the code BRINGHURSTVR at checkout. And so I just want to give those guys a shout out. I hope you guys will try it. And they plan on sending me a pair for the XREAL One Pro. I'm curious to see how that goes, considering how much smaller these lenses are, but I'm sure it'll be perfect. And just to close this out, I showed you, wearing the XREAL One, how far away they are from my face. But here, it is a smaller frame. I think they look more like sunglasses. And from the side, they're actually considerably closer to my face. I think I can kind of pull these off. I don't think I look like an idiot. These were not sent to me. I paid for these myself, and all the same, they've been very helpful. The thing I mentioned in the very beginning about how I had to return them, if you go to Google right now and type in XREAL One Pro, a link comes up for XREAL, and you click it, and there's a buy button. And for some reason, I mean, it's my fault for not double checking, but for some reason, when you click that, at least for me, and I've double checked it since then, if you click that, it autofills with large, which is an IPD of like, I don't know, 67 to 70 something. It's huge. And so my fault for not checking, but they sent me that large pair and they didn't work with me. They're too far apart. It's just, I had to send them back, but they were kind enough to refund it and send me the correct pair, medium, which I have an IPD of about 63, I think. And so it works fine. If you don't use one of my links down below, then just be aware and look for that. Thank you to VR Rock for sending those lenses. I always appreciate playing with this stuff. And again, use that link down below. And I have a website down below with nearly every single MetaQuest game available, where you'll always save between 10 and 20% off depending on the time of the year. I also have a button there where you can click it and make a special request. And whatever you ask for, if it's a MetaQuest game, I should be able to get you a discount within just a few hours. So use that to your heart's content. I'm always around. Thank you again for being here. Please subscribe and like this video. It would do my channel a world of good. Head down below to find links to both of these glasses, plus the discounts across VR Rock and all those new games from Quest. You guys have been watching Bringhurst VR. Thank you again. Godspeed.